Singer and entertainer Marie Osmond is in Palm Beach tonight talking about mental health awareness and how she got through her own traumatic times.
At 65, Marie Osmond, America's beloved sweetheart, faces a tragedy so profound it's left fans shattered. Behind her radiant smile and iconic career lies a heart-wrenching saga of loss, struggle, and unimaginable pain. From personal betrayals to devastating setbacks, Osmond's journey has taken a gut-punching turn that no one saw coming. But what secrets haunt her legacy? How is she enduring this storm? Join us as we unravel the soul-stirring drama, expose the raw truth, and reveal why Marie's heartbreak is gripping the world. Love, loss, and the silent agony of a mother. Marie's adulthood, while glittering to the public eye, was a continuation of struggle behind the scenes. Romantic relationships, marriages, and motherhood tested her resilience at every turn. Young love, including fleeting crushes on Michael McDonald and romances with Andy Gibb and David Cassidy, often ended in quiet heartbreak, leaving her emotionally adrift. Fame clashed with the tender needs of the heart, creating a pattern of disappointment that would repeat throughout her life. In 1982, Marie married Steve Craig, a former basketball player hoping for stability. They had a son, and for a moment, she felt anchored. But after just 3 years, the marriage ended in divorce, leaving her to navigate heartbreak publicly. She later confessed, "I felt like I had failed, not just as a wife, but as a mother." Soon after, she married Brian Blosil, raising a blended family of 8 children. From the outside, the marriage appeared idyllic, but behind closed doors, emotional distance, unresolved pain, and the overwhelming demands of parenthood quietly took their toll. After 21 years, the marriage ended, leaving Marie to face heartbreak once again. Marie Osmond faced profound personal challenges, including severe postpartum depression after her 7th child and public scrutiny over rumors of a self-harm attempt. Despite exhaustion, anxiety, and emotional strain, she became a vocal advocate for mental health, motherhood, and depression. Her resilience was further tested during Dancing with the Stars in 2007. Yet, she remained devoted to her children.
Write for the first time about your son, and you have said that there's a lot of his story that was not told.
The ultimate heartbreak came in 2010 with the death of her 18-year-old son, Michael, who had struggled silently with depression and bullying. Even in profound grief, Marie returned to work, demonstrating extraordinary courage and unwavering strength. From this tragedy, Marie transformed personal anguish into purpose. She spoke openly about mental health, depression, and the dangers of bullying, using her platform to educate, warn, and advocate. Her voice, once celebrated for its sweetness, now carried the weight of experience and empathy. She turned grief into advocacy, pain into awareness, ensuring that Michael's story and the countless struggles of other young people was heard. Marie Osmond's life is a testament to endurance, from a stolen childhood to the pressures of teen stardom to tumultuous relationships, postpartum depression, and the unimaginable loss of a child. She has survived what few could endure. Her story is not merely about celebrity. It is about resilience, courage, and the quiet strength required to face the world with a smile while silently enduring unspeakable pain. Even at 65, when she made the decision not to leave her fortune to her children, it was not a gesture of coldness, but a reflection of a life shaped by profound struggles, loss, and the complexities of legacy. Behind the fame, the smiles, and the applause, Marie Osmond is a human being who has faced unimaginable challenges and emerged not broken, but profoundly human. flawed, enduring, and unbreakable. Her story is a reminder. Every smile has a story, every public persona a private life, and every struggle, no matter how silent, carries meaning. Marie Osmond's journey is one of survival, love, loss, and the extraordinary courage it takes to rise again, time and time again. So, did Marie Osmond allow these challenges to define her? Was she able to show up for herself? Let's delve into the unseen pain of Marie Osmond. From heartbreak to endurance. In 2022, Marie Osmond stood on a Las Vegas stage and dedicated a song to her late son, Michael. Midway through, her voice faltered, breaking under the weight of grief she had carried silently for years. The audience, sensing the gravity of the moment, rose in quiet reverence. It wasn't just a performance, it was a sacred tribute, a mother's love pouring through music. In 2023, on the anniversary of his death, she wrote poignantly, "13 years, and not a day goes by that I don't think of him. Grief doesn't disappear. You just learn to carry it differently." Marie Osmond's life has been shaped by enduring grief, beginning with the loss of her son Michael and followed by successive waves of heartbreak. The pain became part of her, deepening her empathy and transforming her presence from bubbly entertainer to a woman of quiet, powerful grace. Through immense sorrow, she emerged resilient, compassionate, and courageous. A rare Hollywood figure who speaks openly about loss, heartbreak, and survival. Her story is now a testament to love, endurance, and the lasting memory of her son. In 2004, she lost her beloved mother, Olive Osmond, a spiritual anchor and best friend. Olive's death tore through Marie with a force she could hardly withstand. "She was my compass," Marie recalled, her voice trembling with a mixture of love and longing. 3 years later, her father, George Osmond, passed away. By 2007, both of her parents, the pillars of her childhood and adulthood, were gone. Marie, now a mother herself and a national icon, was suddenly thrust back into the emotional wilderness of a child, left to navigate grief alone. Tragedy did not stop there. In 2018, the family suffered the sudden death of one of her grandchildren. A quiet heartbreak Marie only hinted at in public. "Loss doesn't get easier. It just becomes more familiar," she would reflect. Each death was a silent echo, another reminder of life's fragility, another shard of pain piercing her heart. Then, in 2022, her daughter Jessica lost her husband, Chris Mortensen, to street violence. Watching her child endure such agony unleashed a grief within a grief, an echo of her own profound loss. Around the same time, her older brother Verl suffered a severe stroke. Verl, a cornerstone of the Osmond musical legacy, faced sudden fragility that reminded Marie just how fleeting life could be. She held her family together quietly, offering support even as her own heart continued to fracture. The cruelest blow came in early 2025 when her brother Wayne Osmond died after a stroke at 73. Wayne was more than a sibling. He had been a confidant, co-performer, and source of light through decades of personal trials. Marie shared on social media, "Another giant hole in my heart." Fans who had grown up loving Wayne mourned alongside her. These compounded losses symbolized more than personal sorrow. They marked the fading of an era, the slow dissolution of a family dynasty that had once radiated music, laughter, and joy. Through it all, Marie never wavered publicly from her message of strength. "We all carry something," she said in 2023, "but I've learned that the heart can stretch farther than you think. It breaks, it bleeds, but it also holds space for healing." These were not empty words. They were truths etched into her very soul. Despite the grief, Marie chose life. She continued performing, not for vanity, but for survival. for her children, and for the memory of those she had lost. Fans observed a profound change. The once cheerful teen idol had become a woman of quiet resilience. Her performances now carried a depth of history, heartbreak, and lived experience that could not be taught, only endured. She sang to honor, to remember, and to endure. What kind of childhood did Marie Osmond have? How could it have shaped her? Let's dive into the details of a childhood stolen by fame. The girl behind the spotlight. Marie Osmond. Just the name evokes innocence, charm, and the golden glow of 1970s American television. To the public, she was a radiant teen idol, a gleaming jewel of the Osmond family, and a symbol of perfection. Millions of Americans grew up watching her angelic voice and ever-present smile. Yet behind the cameras, a life of relentless pressure, unimaginable sacrifices, and private heartbreak was unfolding. Fame has a shadow, and for Marie, it was long, dark, and inescapable. From the tender age of 3, while other children played freely, Marie was under the scorching glare of studio lights, clutching a microphone, performing for an audience she barely understood. Innocence was not lost, it was stolen. Born in 1959 as the only daughter among 9 siblings, Marie was never merely a child. She was the centerpiece of an entertainment empire. While other children learned to read, giggle, or play hide-and-seek, Marie memorized lines, perfected harmonies, and endured grueling studio schedules. Her first major television appearance, at just 3 years old on The Andy Williams Show, was the beginning of a lifelong contract with the spotlight. A contract that demanded perfection and offered no reprieve. Her parents, devout Mormons with a vision of legacy, demanded nothing less than excellence from every child. When Marie once asked to play outside, her mother's chilling response, "No, you can't go, you have work to do," defined a childhood devoid of play. She later reflected, "I felt more like a product than a child." That early indoctrination of perfection left scars that would last decades. At age 11, a trip to Japan for a commercial shoot became a life-or-death trial. The boat she traveled on capsized, leaving her stranded in shark-infested waters. Sunburned, dehydrated, and terrified, she was rescued. But rather than rest, she was sent straight back into the recording studio. "I was covered in burns," she recalled, "and still, I was told to smile and sing. It's tragic, it's cruel, and it's heartbreakingly real." As Marie grew, the demands intensified. By 15, she co-starred in Donnie and Marie, a primetime variety show. Millions adored the cheerful teen on screen, unaware of the silent battles she fought behind the scenes, struggles with self-worth, body image, and crushing industry pressure. At just 15, studio executives demanded she lose weight, even though she weighed only 103 pounds. Driven by fear and shame, she reduced herself to 93 pounds through a punishing diet of lemon juice, cayenne, and maple syrup, a regimen designed for control but laced with danger. By her early 20s, she had developed both anorexia and bulimia, all while maintaining the world's image of perfection. "I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to feel. It was the only way I could take back control," she admitted. Her struggles weren't just physical. Marie endured childhood abuse, emotional neglect, and relentless industry pressure that left her questioning her worth. Yet, despite isolation and trauma, she survived. Every standing ovation masked deeper wounds, every camera flash hid a silent scream. Marie Osmond's early life was not merely about performance, it was about survival. Behind every smile, there was a little girl denied childhood, whose innocence had been traded for fame long before she understood its cost. With her rough experiences, did Marie Osmond have the required strength to soar high in her career? Let's talk about how Marie Osmond has been coping with her personal life and career. Rebirth, love, and the legacy of strength. By 2025, Marie Osmond had become more than a celebrity. She was a mother who had buried a child, a daughter who had lost both parents, a sister, and a grandmother who carried profound loss with dignity. She still believed in love, family, and faith, holding on to the understanding that pain may be inevitable, but surrender never is. Nestled in St. George, Utah, Marie's over 9,000-square-foot mansion is more than a home. It is a sanctuary. Since 1999, it has grown with her, evolving from a house into a space for healing, reflection, and family. Private pool, tennis court, recording studio, every feature tells the story of a life intertwined with music, family, and resilience. Yet its true value lies not in luxury, but in spirit. Each room preserves fragments of her family, her memories, and her heart. Surrounded by desert mountains and golden sunsets, Marie walks briskly, rides bikes with grandchildren, and laughs at their energy. "Being a grandma is the best role I've ever had," she says, her vitality rooted in love, not vanity. Her appearance, often speculated upon for cosmetic changes, has never been about impressing others. "I just want to feel my best, but the lines on my face are the roads I've traveled," she said. Marie's beauty lies in resilience, warmth, and the unbroken spirit that has carried her through decades of fame, love, and loss. Perhaps the most surprising chapter of her later life is the love story she thought had ended. In 2011, Marie remarried Steve Craig, her first husband from 1982. Their divorce decades earlier had marked a youthful chapter of disappointment, but time had matured them. They chose May 4th for their wedding, coincidentally, the birthday of both her mother Olive and her son Michael, symbolically including them in their renewed joy. Their union is quiet, grounded in empathy, history, and mutual respect. "We don't need the world to validate us anymore. We just want peace and love, and we found it," Marie said. Together, they travel, create memories, and embrace each day with the wisdom only time and heartbreak can teach. Marie's life is also marked by a controversial decision regarding her fortune. At 65, she announced she would not leave her estimated $20 million to her children. Critics called her cold, but Marie explained, "My kids need to learn to work. If you hand them everything, they get lazy. I love my children enough not to make them weak." Her stance reflects a philosophy rooted in faith, discipline, and the lessons of her own upbringing, a belief in the value of earning, purpose, and resilience. She remains an active, loving presence in her children's lives, but her gift to them is independence and strength, more valuable than money. Today, Marie Osmond's story is a testament to perseverance, not perfection. She continues to walk onto stages not for fame, but because music is her language of the soul. Interviews and public appearances are not for attention, but for connection, to remind others they are not alone in their struggles. In the quiet of her Utah home, she lights candles for Michael, sings his favorite songs, and folds his memory into each note. "I cry when I must, but most days I just choose to love a little more," she once shared. Marie no longer needs to prove anything, to critics, to fans, or even to herself. She has endured more than most could bear, yet has chosen to rise again and again. Her life is not a fairy tale, but a blueprint of resilience. It teaches that even in the face of unimaginable loss, love endures. That when everything crumbles, one can still build something beautiful. Her true gift is not her voice or fame, it is the way she lives. Quietly powerful, deeply human, and unforgettably real. Marie Osmond embodies the extraordinary capacity of the human spirit to survive grief, embrace love, and leave a lasting legacy of courage. Her journey is an invitation for us all to grieve, to heal, and to love fiercely, to honor memory through life, to find light in the darkest moments, and to recognize that our greatest legacy is not wealth, but the strength and example we leave behind. Marie Osmond's story is a living testament to the enduring power of love, the resilience of the human heart, and the quiet heroism of a mother who has lost more than most can imagine, and still chooses joy. What is Marie Osmond been up to recently? Why did she go off social media lately? Let's talk about Marie Osmond's recent reflections. Marie Osmond's heartfelt reflection. Marie Osmond recently shared a heartfelt message with her friends and followers, apologizing for her absence from social media and explaining that she had stepped away to follow spiritual promptings. She described this personal hiatus as an opportunity to explore different paths and spend meaningful time with her family, emphasizing that they have always been her top priority. Marie reflected on how often we think we understand God's guidance, only to realize our perceptions are limited. Trusting in His infinite love and wisdom, she noted, allows miracles to unfold in unexpected ways. Over the past year, she said, her experiences had been life-changing, filled with moments too profound to fully capture in a single post. Yet, the simplest joys, being fully present for her family, had brought her the greatest fulfillment. Marie expressed deep gratitude for her longtime supporters, many of whom have accompanied her through over 6 decades of her career.
And these guys, you know, it was their 6th decade. 2 of them have retired. I got 2 of them out of retirement. And they've sold like 100 million records. I mean, wow. That's like crazy, right?
She described these fans as family, acknowledging the enduring love and encouragement they have shared throughout her life. Marie reflected on the uniqueness of her current life, noting that after performing since age 3, her present focus on a more ordinary, family-centered existence felt both novel and extraordinary. She emphasized that life's true value lies in the simple daily choices which shape eternal outcomes more than fame or accolades ever could. She recounted how faith and trust in God have guided her through both joyful and challenging experiences, teaching humility, compassion, and resilience. Difficult times, she observed, can strengthen character and deepen love for others. Highlighting the role of faith in her life, Marie spoke about hearing and following God's guidance, witnessing His daily miracles, and experiencing His tender mercies firsthand. She underscored that blessings come not always as expected, but precisely when needed, expressing profound gratitude during the Easter season for the Savior's infinite love and atonement. She reminded readers that life's ultimate purpose is family, both earthly and divine. Marie also shared personal insights about spending more time with her husband, children, and grandchildren, recounting a moment when her daughter expressed gratitude for her availability during a small family emergency. She emphasized that family presence, above all else, brings life's deepest joy. Additionally, she mentioned her participation in the 42nd anniversary of the Children's Miracle Network, celebrating children whose courage and resilience inspire countless hearts, and honoring the legacy of her late friend and co-founder, Joe Lake. Finally, Marie reflected on the importance of service, teaching that helping others not only benefits those in need, but also strengthens one's own heart. She conveyed that through her career and personal life, she has sought to share love, laughter, and compassion, encouraging others to recognize that they too are part of her extended family. Concluding her message, she extended Easter blessings, encouraging her audience to celebrate the gift of Jesus Christ's mercy and love, emphasizing that understanding and cherishing this divine family connection is life's greatest joy. So, what do you think about Marie Osmond's heartbreaking experiences and her recent reflections? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.